Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I'm going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now before we get into the video itself, I have to talk about the car that's standing right behind me. This is the Ubermacht SC1, which is one of the vehicles that is on discount this week. We will talk about it a little bit more later, but everyone always asks me what car is standing behind me when I do these what to buy and what to avoid videos, and today it is the Ubermacht SC1. No matter what, these vehicles are always going to be related to the update week itself, so just know that for future reference. The car that's standing behind me is always going to be something that's either on sale or on the podium or in the LS car meet. So guys, as per usual, we have to talk about how to make some money this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now there are a couple of different ways to do such a thing. The first way is with double money and double RP on the adversary mode called Turf Wars. This is actually a pretty fun one. It's definitely one that I would recommend trying out if you never have before. As you guys can see, I have actually played it by the little green check mark right here. I've played this one several different times. It pissed me off a lot back in the day, but it can be a lot of fun if you play it with some friends. However, even if you play it with randoms, it is still going to be a relatively good time, I would say. For those of you who don't have any businesses in GTA yet, or you're a lower level, this is definitely the way to earn some money this week in online, I would say. However, we also do have a 50% bonus on the DAX first and last dose missions as well. Continuing on to this week, I believe that was the same bonus as last week as well. So those are going to be paying 50% more, and at the end of doing all those missions, you are going to get the Ocelot Virtue for absolutely free, which is a pretty great supercar in Grand Theft Auto Online, one of the fastest in the entire game. And it does have Imani Tech as well, which is a pretty huge advantage that you can get for getting a supercar for free in GTA. Otherwise, it's going to cost you 3 mil. So anyways, make sure you do either Turf Wars or the first dose and last dose missions. Those are going to be the best ways to earn money if you don't have any businesses in GTA or if you're just starting out. However, if you do have some businesses in GTA, we do have a pretty good bonus on the hangar this week. Air freight cargo sale missions are 50% bonus money and bonus RP, so you can earn an additional 50% with air freight cargo sale missions. Air freight cargo is not my favorite business in GTA, I won't lie. I actually really don't like it, but on a 50% bonus, it's not too bad, I would say. Definitely check it out if you guys haven't ever before, or if you own a hangar and have never dived into air freight cargo, now is certainly probably the best time to do so. 50% bonus is pretty enticing, I have to say. Now, of course, we have to talk about the discounts this week, and of course, the hangar is going to tie into the discounts. The hangar is, of course, the property discount for the week. They are 30% off, plus all of the upgrades and modifications within them, so you can get it for 30% cheaper than you otherwise would be able to, which is pretty good. If you are getting a hangar for the first time ever, I would definitely recommend getting the workshop and potentially the living quarters if you plan on doing air freight cargo a lot. Everything else you do not have to buy. I would get one for as cheap as possible. However, I must also tell you guys that if you do buy a hangar at Fort Zancudo, you will gain access to Fort Zancudo without getting police. So it is going to make stealing jets a lot easier if that is your sort of thing that you like to do. However, it is going to cost you. The Fort Zancudo hangars are more expensive, but obviously they are a much better location, I would say generally. So if you guys are interested, definitely look into the Fort Zancudo hangars. They are the ones to get for sure. They are a little bit out of the way, so doing air freight cargo can be slightly annoying, but being able to get into the military base without stars is pretty helpful, I have to say. Now for vehicle discounts this week, we have a couple on Legendary Motorsport. One of them is the Vapid Flash GT. This thing does have engine resistance, so I will warn you guys of that. It is a little bit slower than it otherwise should be in GTA. It does have a decent amount of customization, not a whole lot, but a little bit that you can do to it. Overall, the performance isn't terrible, I would say. Definitely not a car that I would necessarily recommend getting unless you've had your eye on it for a while and you want to get it while it's on discount. Honestly, I would not really recommend picking up this car. It's not that great. Moving down a little bit, we have the Ubermacht SC1, which was the car that was standing behind me when I started this video. Ubermacht SC1 is a pretty good car. I actually just did a customization on it last week, so if you guys are interested in that, it will be on my channel. It's a pretty good car, it's got pretty decent performance, and it's the only Ubermacht in Grand Theft Auto Online that is in the supercars category, so that is pretty interesting. It's got some good customization, overall decent performance, sounds pretty good as well. I think it's pretty good. I would recommend this one for $1.1 million for sure. And moving over to Southern San Andreas Super Autos, the Bravado Greenwood is the only discount that you will find on this website, and it is going for $770,000. This is an Imani Tech capable vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. You can put an armor upgrade as well as an Imani Tech missile lock-on jammer or remote control device. It also has the oil slick proximity mine dropper that you can equip it with as well. It does not have front-mounted machine guns, which is kind of an L. And of the two vehicles that came out with the Criminal Enterprises DLC that do have Imani Tech capabilities, it is the second of the two. The Obey Omni EGT or Obey Omnis EGT is the superior of the two by a long shot. But while this thing is 770 grand, I think that it is pretty much a steal for that price. If you don't have any Imani Tech cars, I would definitely recommend getting the Greenwood. However, if you've already got some Imani Tech cars like the EGT, for example, or the Bravado Buffalo STX, I can't necessarily say that I would recommend the Greenwood. It's not that special, really, over any of those other cars, but it is really cheap right now. So if you guys are looking for a cheap Imani Tech car, this is definitely one to get. It's got pretty decent performance overall to back up the Imani Tech, so that is nice. Definitely look into the Greenwood if you guys are strapped for cash and you need an Imani Tech car. And the only discount on Warstock Cash and Carry this week is on the Western Company Rogue. The Western Rogue is a pretty good plane in GTA Online, and if you have a hangar, you can actually customize it as well. You can equip it with explosive cannons, which are pretty good. They're similar to the Hydra, just they don't shoot quite as fast. Same with the laser cannon, they just don't shoot quite as fast, but you do get two of them mounted on the wings. You can also mount it with homing missiles, which is pretty cool as well. It's also a two-seater, which is kind of interesting. It's one of very few fighter planes in GTA that's actually a two-seater, so if you do play with a friend pretty often, that could be really useful for you. It does have countermeasures as well. For 840 grand, if you have the trade price, this thing is a complete steal, but even for $1.1 million, this thing is also a complete steal. You should definitely pick up the Rogue this week. You might even be able to expect a customization and review of the Rogue coming to the channel this week sometime, so stay tuned for that. But definitely pick this thing up if you guys are interested. It is absolutely fantastic for a plane. It's got an armor upgrade as well. It's really, really good. Definitely get this thing this week if you don't have one already. Okay guys, so that's it for discounts this week. That is also it for how to earn some bonus money. We have to go and talk about the podium vehicle as well as the prize ride, and then of course get into the time trials as well. Alright guys, and the podium vehicle within the casino is the Pegassi Zentorno. This thing goes for 725k normally, but if you can win it for free, it is an absolute bargain. Even for 725k, you should pick this thing up for sure. It's regarded as the best valued supercar in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I stand by that. It's got a good amount of customization as well. It's all-wheel drive, it's very quick. Definitely a car that I would 100% recommend trying to win this week. Make sure you guys are going and doing all your podium spins. This thing is a must-have in GTA Online as far as the supercars category goes. Alright guys, and within the LS car meet, we have the Ocelot Jugular available to be won this week. This is a really, really good car. In order to win it, you're going to have to place first for 4 days in a row in Pursuit Series races. So if you can find some Pursuit Series races to do and you feel like you can place first for 4 days in a row, that is definitely something that you should be doing this week. The Ocelot Jugular is formerly the fastest four-doored vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online in terms of, you know, driving around, going through corners, circuit racing, all of that sort of stuff. It's not quite the fastest anymore. Things like the Toreador have kind of overshadowed it, as well as the Bravado Buffalo STX. It is still really good though. It sounds amazing, and it is all-wheel drive as well, so it's pretty quick off the line. It's got some good customization. Definitely one that I would recommend trying to win this week. This thing is phenomenal. Alright guys, and now of course it's time to talk about the time trials. This week your regular time trial is Observatory, up by, well, the Observatory. Your RC Bandito time trial is La Fuente Blanca, and your HSW time trial is going to be somewhere on your map for those of you who have access to it, so make sure you are getting that done this week for the additional $250,000. You will find it somewhere on your map, not that hard. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned something, a like is of course very much appreciated. If not, dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.